I don't think a guy should be totally unavailable either. I've seen women leave dudes for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is this. After a certain age, you got to know how to put together a sentence, man. That is as simple as that. And I'm going to be honest. I don't even like to talk. And this is, I'm sorry. I know people going to get mad. Particularly with black men. It's like we talk in code, right? A lot of niggas talk in circles. You know what I mean? It can never be a matter of fact, direct. You got to understand, I'm a military baby. I mean, well, I was so young when I joined the military. Not a military baby like that, but I was so young when I joined the military. I was raised in the army, right? So I understand effective communication.
Right.
When I first joined the military, my communication was horrible. I mean, seriously, it was horrible to the point, I ain't gonna get into the stories. I got into trouble over this, but over time, I had to learn how to speak to everybody. I had to speak to my superiors. I had to speak to my subordinates. You know what I mean? So when I got a little bit better at my communication, I started to notice, I'm like, okay, that is a major issue with a lot of dudes in communication. You have to know how to articulate yourself under any given circumstance. And I'm going to tell you why it's so important. See, a lot of people like, fuck, F that. I ain't got to do that. I'm going to tell you why knowing how to communicate is important. Let me sip this caramel.
By the way, your communication is impeccable. I mean, you help me with mine.
Give me a little bit right there. I'm going to tell you why you got to know how to communicate effectively. Because you never know where you're going to be in harm's way. When I was in a war zone, right, this was back in the day, you know, when I was out, you know, probably on the other side of the world in some crazy country fighting a war. There were times where all we had was our radios. I mean, clearly that's all you got when you leave out the wire.
Right.
We don't have all the extra body language and everything that you can read on somebody. All we got is our radios. Dog, you got one time to get some grid coordinates right. Somebody could lose their life. Like if you talking to some Black Hawks and they up there and a soldier just got their leg blown off or a soldier just got shot and you got to give some grid coordinates, you don't have 2 times to get that right. You got 1 time to get those grid coordinates right. You got to get this soldier picked up in a certain amount of time or they can bleed out. So you don't have time to play these little Negro games and talking and trying to be cute and all this shit. No. You better get that right the first time. You see what I'm saying? More than that, you know, when you're in the military, there's always people up under you that's watching you. So you got to train your troops. My first sergeants, my sergeant majors, they didn't play that crap where if my soldiers messed up or they didn't know about something that I was off the hook. My sergeant major called me. I could be at home on leave. I'll get a phone call. Like, what's going on with your soldier? I'm like, I don't know, first sergeant. I don't know, top. We call it first sergeant top. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, top. I'm at the crib lamping. Well, it's your fault. You ain't training right. When you get back, come see me.
Dang.
So if my communication ain't right, if I'm not training my soldiers by the number, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, boom. And it might get tedious. It might seem like we beating a dead horse. But when you get in front of that, when you get inside that war zone, you're going to figure out very quickly who got good communication and who don't.
Right.
Period. So I say that to say a lot of dudes don't think it's important to know how to effectively communicate and articulate how you feel and da-da-da-da. Nah, dog, you better learn these skills. I didn't think I needed it until I needed it. Yo, give me a little bit on that shit. That was hard. That was hard.
That was.
I didn't think I needed it
Until you need it.
until I needed it.